Today's truth is coming from a woman who's tired. Not the I could use a nap tired, I mean deep tired. The kind that settles into your bones. The kind where your brain feels like it's buffering. The kind where you're carrying so much that even putting on socks feels like a task. I usually run at a breakneck speed, and most people would call my pace impossible. But this week, work, school, motherhood, training, life, every single area seemed to sprint at the same time, and I've been trying to keep up on fumes, running from one thing to the next, and somewhere in the middle of all that ambition, I hit a wall, and I hit it hard. When you hit a wall, it's difficult to do anything, but things still need to get done. So I injured my right arm a few weeks ago, and the doc says 6 weeks recovery, give or take, which means the one outlet that normally keeps me grounded, lifting heavy, is off the table. Gym time has been replaced with physical therapy, and when you take away the thing that helps you cope best, everything else in your life gets louder. So if you're listening today and you're feeling the weight of everything you've been trying to hold together, lean in and listen. Because ambition is a beautiful thing until it burns you out. And when it does, the hangover is real. Welcome to episode 39 of Making Mal Health in the Hustle. This podcast is a place where motherhood meets muscle, ambition meets exhaustion, and figuring out how to prioritize my health journey into the insanely beautiful chaos of a busy life is what I talk about. Some days it'll look messy and other days flawless. But no matter what kind of day I'm having, I can assure you, I will tell the truth and do my best to give you some good ideas and insight to help you prioritize your own journey. So let's get into what a hustle hangover actually feels like. If you've ever been there, then you know. For me, it usually starts in my body. My sleep starts to deteriorate. My muscles feel like they're carrying extra gravity, or I end up injured, which is where I am right now. My brain gets extra noisy, and all the ideas and the things that need to be done and the things that aren't getting done create a deafening river inside my mind, and my ability to attend to things gets lessened. My focus gets smaller. I'm moving, but I'm not present. I'm doing the things, but I'm not in the things. Then the emotional crash hits. Suddenly, I start to get irritated by everything. I argue back, even when I don't need to, just because I'm trying to maintain some semblance of function which I can't seem to find. I become overwhelmed by ordinary tasks. I'm crying for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And when it really gets bad, I start snapping at people I love. I'm questioning decisions that I made 5 minutes ago. And then there's the identity crash that tries to come in. You know, the one that can send you spiraling. That voice that says, how can you be this strong and still feel this weak? How can you be this ambitious and still feel this stuck? How can you be capable and still feel like you're falling so far behind? That is the hustle hangover. It's the doubt that comes in the crash that comes in after you've been running on pure autopilot along with adrenaline, caffeine, and sheer willpower for too long. And the worst part? High performers, people like you and me, we don't notice the burnout till we're already in the ditch. This week, it wasn't one big situation or even a huge event. It was stress on top of stress on top of stress. It's been building for weeks. 3 nights in a row this week, I was up past 11 o'clock, which doesn't seem late to some of you. But when you wake up at 4 a.m., that comes early. And when you don't head to bed until after 11, that's a problem, especially when you normally prioritize rest and recovery. I found myself scrolling 2 days in a row instead of doing the things that I need to get done. That was a clear effort to run from all the things piling up faster than I can attend to them. Work was much heavier than usual. My daughter is sick yet again. My normal routine was disrupted when it was already fragile. My capacity to manage was already low, and I'm already injured and have no heavy metal outlet. And then boom, my body just said enough late Thursday afternoon. Not in a dramatic way, not with a meltdown or a breaking point that anyone else could truly see, but in that quiet, unsettling way where you suddenly feel immobilized. It's like you're trying to move through mud. Like your brain knows what needs to be done, but your nervous system just won't cooperate. Like even small decisions feel too big. And that's the part we don't talk enough about. We can talk all day about the hustle, about hitting the PRs and excellent grades and successfully managing all the things, holding it down like a boss. But we don't talk about the moments when our schedules, our responsibilities, the meal planning, the exercise routines, the care for others, and all the things get bigger and bigger while we seem to get smaller and smaller. Burnout doesn't always come from one bad moment. Sometimes it comes from 100 small ones that never get released. It's the missed sleep and the extra responsibility, the constant vigilance with no real recovery, and eventually your system hits a limit. I want to say this clearly because I really need to hear it right now too. I'm not crashing because I'm weak. I'm crashing because I'm exhausted and I'm not attending to the exhaustion. When you're already stretched thin and you already take on the weight of the world, it doesn't take much. Not one big thing, just one more thing. And suddenly, you're not spiraling, you're stuck. If you've ever felt frozen instead of frantic, if stress didn't make you feel anxious, but instead made you shut down, you are not alone. Stress doesn't just hit your mind. It hits your sleep. It hits the scale. It hits your patience. It hits your resilience. It hits your sense of control. And when you don't pause and get the chance to recover between the hits, then your body will force the pause for you. So when all this happens and you're in that overwhelmed, immobilized state, what do you do next? Let's talk about the reset. Not the Instagram version that everyone promotes or the wake up at 5 a.m. and drink some lemon water version. I'm talking about the real reset, the unglamorous one. The one where you stop trying to feel better and focus on making your next right move. You've got to stop the momentum. When everything is spinning, the bravest thing you can do is pause. Not quit, not collapse, just pause. Coach Val talks about this all the time, the power of the pause. She often says you can lapse, but you can't collapse. Pausing isn't failure. It's recognizing that you're not a machine and you cannot always perform as one. Step 2, you've got to tell the truth. Just say it. I'm overwhelmed. I'm tired. I need help. I need rest. I need time blocked off to get this schoolwork done with no other interruptions today. Your body already knows the truth. And the fact is, the people who really love you, the ones who see you every day, they know you're drowning too. Saying it out loud doesn't make it worse. It gives it somewhere to go. Step 3, choose an anchor. Not 10 anchors. Not a whole routine, overachiever. Just one thing that stabilizes you. Whether it's sleep or hydration or protein, a walk, a shower. Pick one and let it be enough. For me, it's meal planning. That's my anchor. Me and Bruno Mars in the kitchen planning the things that are going to happen that week. So I'm going to concentrate on that. Step 4, move forward. Slowly, if you have to. Forward is forward, even when it's slow. I would argue, especially when it's slow. Step 5, let your community hold you. You don't have to be strong alone. You're allowed to lean. You're allowed to be supported. You're allowed to be, here we go, a human being. And you don't have to be superhero-like. See, community can be the antidote to burnout. It's something that I keep learning over and over and over again. When I isolate, I spiral. When I connect, I stabilize. Community doesn't remove the weight, it distributes it. It reminds you that you're not failing and you're not broken or you're not behind. You're human. And humans need other human beings. Your health journey was never meant to be a solo sport. And your ambition doesn't have to be carried alone. Your burnout doesn't have to be hidden. Connection doesn't fix everything, but it keeps you from disappearing inside it. And sometimes, that's exactly what saves you. I have a message for all the high achievers who feel some kind of way about rest. I want to talk to the woman who's listening to this and quietly judging herself for needing a pause. Or the one who may feel guilty, embarrassed, or even selfish that she can lift heavy, lead teams, raise kids, build a life, and still feel completely undone. I want you to hear this clearly. Needing rest does not mean that you mismanaged your ambition. It means that you're not Superwoman or Superman. You are a human being just like everyone else, and you deserve to be. Burnout is not personal failure. It's often the cost of caring deeply for everything and everyone around you for a very long time without taking what you need. And eventually, like everything else in life, it takes a toll. And somewhere along the way, many of us have learned that slowing down somehow means falling behind. We bought into that lie, that rest has to be earned, that if we stop, everything will unravel. But here's the truth. Rest isn't the opposite of discipline. It's part of it. Pulling back does not erase your strength or your effectiveness. It protects it. And choosing to take care of yourself and set some boundaries in a hard season isn't quitting, it's wisdom. It is choosing not to be a knucklehead. If all you can do right now is the bare minimum, aiming for that floor level because reaching for the ceiling is too darn high right now, then that might be exactly the most responsible thing that you can do for yourself. So here's what I want to leave you with. Not homework, not a transformation plan, not an easy fix, just a question. Where are you forcing momentum when what you really need is to slow down or even recover? Is it in your training, your schedule, your expectations for yourself, maybe your motherhood, your business, your work? And what would it look like just this week to trade intensity for consistency? To choose sustainable over impressive. You don't need a full reset. You don't need to get it together. You just need one honest decision in the direction of self-care and rest. My birthday's coming up this week, and I'm taking an opportunity to focus on a little self-care. And if you want to give me a present, I think you should too. If you're in a hustle hangover right now, please know this. You're not lazy. You're not weak. You are not failing. You're tired. And tired people deserve compassion and rest. I'm walking this season too, and I don't have it all figured out either. But I do know this. We don't heal by pushing harder. And we don't heal by continuing to do all the things when our body needs some rest. We heal by listening sooner, by taking a minute to focus and regain our footing. So let's do that. Thank you for sitting in this truth with me today. And thanks for letting me be honest with you and with myself. And if this episode felt like it was speaking directly to you, please share it with someone who might be silently carrying too much. You don't have to do this alone. Take care of your body, your mind, and your heart. They're the only ones you get. Until next time, onward and upward, my friends.